The crypto markets are tanking. The altcoins are a literal bloodbath right now. A lot of people are extremely bearish about crypto and wondering if the bull market's over and now is the time to sell. In this video, I'm going to be answering that question and a lot more around the current state of the market, what's happening, why it's happening, and what I believe is coming next. And this week's video is going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be one of my typical YouTube videos that I post every week, but it's actually just an episode from my podcast, the Never Die podcast, that I just recorded. It's a really great episode if you're wondering what's going on with the market, how this fits in the traditional four-year cycle context, and what are the catalysts, what are the things you should be looking at to be trying to determine if we've already topped and the bull run's over, or if we have a lot more runway to go. Welcome to the Never Die podcast, your weekly crypto alpha for those who never quit. This is the Stay Hard semi-weekly-ish update, and we're going to be diving into everything revolving around the markets, what's going on with crypto prices right now. Is the bull market over? That's what everyone's asking themselves right now. Alts are getting slaughtered. It is just a bloodbath in the markets, and people are wanting to know, is the market going to continue? Or is this the end of the bull market? Like, did we miss the whole thing, and this is it? It's over. We're going to answer all that and more in this amazing podcast episode. Jumping straight into top signals check. We're going to go through all the top signals that we typically look at in the market to see if we're nearing the top. First one's Coinbase App Store rank. We're sitting at number 307. So obviously pretty high. It's not really no top signal there. Next one's text from friends. Is either of you guys gotten like a text from friends saying, hey, what's up, Noah? Well, I'm sliding into your DMs.
No. No friends over here.
Oh, okay, cool. What about you, Harley?
Yeah, no, I also they're not even returning mine, so we're that deep still.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. What about mentions of the super cycle?
I feel like there's been a little debate about that. Talking about like, is this the end of the cycle, or are we going to kind of continue on into some kind of super cycle? So I feel like people are debating that. Like some people think it might be like we might continue on into just a more of a bull run and stuff. So I have heard, at least on Twitter, people talking about that.
What about you, Harley?
Yeah, I've heard mentions of it throughout this, but whatever. Nothing's really changed with it. No chatter's grown. If anything, those voices have gotten a bit smaller.
Yeah, I'd say I agree with you, but I've also heard like the murmurings. It's more like people throw out this crazy theory, right? And they're kind of crazy right now if they say super cycle. And some people are like, yeah. But like you're hearing the murmurs of it. So murmurs of people saying it that I think will grow into a chorus later in the cycle. Macro and rate raises. Where are we sitting at there? We looking like, this is kind of a dumb question for those who know, but like, are we looking like rates are about to get raised? Or are we looking at like rates are about to get lowered? I don't know if you guys keep up to that. I do. But I don't want to answer my own question because then I seem like a super big jerk. So what do you guys?
Yeah, I think rates are the same, and I think people are thinking they're going to go down at some point later this year, right?
Yeah.
I think he booked in like one cut for this year or something. I can't remember, but he's holding the line.
Yeah, we were supposed to get like a ton of cuts this year. Everyone thought so. Now it kind of seems like Jerome Powell is like, he's not going for re-election. He doesn't want to stay on, the Fed. He's looking for his legacy. He's like, hey, I'm going to go in the history books. And I want my name to be like surrounded in like golden font and looking pretty awesome. Not like talked about as like a laughing joke. And so he's like determined to squash inflation. So we haven't got any rate cuts so far this year. Like you guys mentioned, we might see one. But that's bullish. That's bullish because that means rates getting cut is ahead, and that is a mega bullish thing. And if we were kind of sitting on the other side, like rates were going to get raised ahead, that'd be like mega bearish. So no top signal there. And then what about just insanely frothy behavior? You guys seen some insanely frothy behavior? People taking out loans against their house, Ponzi's popping off. All that kind of stuff. So
I think one of the frothy kind of things, we've seen is like the celebrity coins of different like B-list, C-list celebrities launching their coins. That's usually like typically kind of frothy stuff where it's like people that don't know about crypto are just like launching their own projects. That's definitely a top signal kind of thing. But I think along with the other things we're seeing of like overall prices kind of stagnant and going down, like it doesn't feel like it's the whole picture to me, but that's like one part of it. And maybe that just gets even more frothy. Like, you could have bigger celebrities jumping into the space than what there is. I don't even know these celebrities. There's like the Mother token and Iggy, and there's all those people.
Those are two in the same.
That was Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate launched one.
So we got Mother, we got Daddy, and we got DJT. Do you guys buy any of those? I just want to know.
No.
I've been all caught up in another meme coin.
All right. Well, alts have, like I said, mentioned at the beginning of this episode, alts have been getting slaughtered. The ETH ETF was approved, and ETH basically kind of went sideways and then like declined a bunch. Everyone is mega bearish right now. The timeline is like peak depression. People are like fighting each other, logging off, just like crying a little bit or a lot. What do you think is going on? Is this the end? Is the bull market over? Are we finished? Is it like that was it? Like you had to get into meme coins if you didn't make some mommy money or some daddy money, maybe some dog money. You didn't make any money and you're done. Is that it? I want to hear your take first, Harley, then Noah.
The cycle is still intact, very much so, and this is just another opportunity. I'm buying like another ETH for my kid today. So it's still here. It's still here, baby.
Are you just giving it to him? Like, does your kid have a wallet, or how do you do that?
Oh yeah. So he has a wallet and he has a Roth IRA, which I bought the Bitcoin ETF, and I've been buying like 2x ETH, whatever the instrument's called. It's like a stock that you can buy that's like 2x ETH leverage.
What about you, Noah? What's your take on the current state of the market?
Yeah, so I think like if we look at previous cycles, typically what happens is, it's like 10 months to a year after the Bitcoin halving is kind of when we see the top and the most frothy kind of behavior kind of take place. And I think what happened this cycle is the Bitcoin ETF just kind of pushed things up a little early. So we started to kind of feel like we were kind of in the bull run a little early this time, but I think we're going to kind of go sideways and end up kind of coming back to be maybe similar kind of time as previous cycles. So I think that basically this cycle is just kind of, the bull run has been kind of elongated a little bit with just how the ETF and things have gone. So I think we're going to go sideways / down for a little while until things kind of come back later this year, maybe. So I still have hope. I think there's a lot of stuff still happening. It's just the prices aren't really reflecting all the activity that's starting to happen in crypto right now.
I'm on the same page where you have your typical cycle, right? Where Bitcoin goes up, then ETH and the alts, then like the lesser alts, then the Ponzi's, etc. And typically, like you said, it hits an all-time high, or not all-time high, but we kind of peak about a year after the halving. And typically we start climbing about 6 months after the halving. And this cycle was really unique in that we started climbing before the halving, and we hit a new all-time high before the halving, which seems like, oh, is a cycle going quicker? What's going on here? But it's really not that weird. Like, I don't understand why people are overthinking this. Like, we had a Bitcoin ETF, tons of institutional capital flowing into Bitcoin. We hit a new all-time high because of it. Like, it's kind of a blip on the radar. It's kind of a freak thing that normally doesn't happen, sure. But it doesn't change the like typical pattern. If anything, it's just like a cool little pump, and then we're back to normal, kind of like you're saying. So it does kind of end up going, kind of resuming its pattern is what it's feeling like. And even like the meme coin mania, all that, again, it's just like Solana had its own little bull cycle that it went through, and all this kind of crazy stuff happened. And we've kind of reached the end of that, it feels like. And then we're just waiting for the real bull run. And I believe we're going to see some action late half of 2024. So late half of 2024, I think that's when things pick up steam. Things start getting really crazy. People start making some crazy money. And then 2025 gets just banana nuts where everything's going crazy, where people are like euphoric. Your mom's uncle, sister's cousin's aunt is like making some Bitcoin crypto money and some memes and all kinds of stuff. And it's just going to get like nuts. And so, yeah, that's my take too. It's not over. It hasn't even started. You guys just think it started because you had a false start.
Do you start cashing out in like late 24?
No.
Like taking profits?
2025.
I know, but I mean, do you start taking them in 24, like into the euphoria? Or are you just going to like time it mid euphoria?
Maybe like early to mid 2025, like kind of like spring to summer. I'll start looking at taking some profits on some like really good ones, right? Some life-changing gains. And then, just like slowly over the course of that year, I think it's going to kind of end late 2025, just like normal. There is nothing to show me that we aren't sitting in like the exact same normal scenario that we always sit in. Do you guys want to hear my bull case? I have a bull case. I'll go through it right now.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it. So first one, the great wealth transfer. Okay. This is one I feel like this is just the easiest. I've told this to friends who don't believe in Bitcoin and they're like, I'm buying Bitcoin today. I tell them this one thing. Like I have a financial advisor friend. He didn't believe in Bitcoin. I told him this. He bought Bitcoin that day. And that's the great wealth transfer. Where do young people stick their money? Crypto. Just like by and far crypto. They just don't have any money. Young people are broke. They are like broker than broke. But you know who has a lot of money? Old people. You know what happens to old people? Eventually, they die. And after that, do you know where that money goes? To the young people. And when the young people get all that money, it's like $16 trillion. It's like an absurd, such an absurd amount of wealth is going to transfer from older people to younger people. And that money is going to go into crypto. It's going to go into NFTs. It's going to go into like just dumb stuff that we like to put money into. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm suddenly going to become a sophisticated investor and go invest in the stock market. No, they're going to be like, I'm going all in on this meme coin. This stuff's only going to get more and more crazy. Just like look at that one stat alone. Where's the wealth going? Going to young people. They're gonna put it in all this stuff. That's just how it's going to go. Second thing, we just mentioned it: rate cuts, interest rate cuts. That's like right now, all that money is sitting in its like little comfort zone. It's like tucked in bed by Jerome Powell in this like little cute little safe bed, and it doesn't want to venture out. So there's no need. It's like getting paid by daddy U.S. government. But as soon as daddy pulls the plug and says, "Hey, I'm cutting you off," that money's got to go venture out in the real world and like find some real yields, okay? And that means it's going to open the floodgates. It's going to flood into everything, including risk assets. We have the ETH ETF going live on July 2nd. That's going to be huge, okay? We have Bitcoin and ETH ETF inflows. Those are going to keep coming in. Those aren't done. Those are just getting started. We're winning in the courts and the regulation right now. They're all flipping pro crypto. It's getting crazy out there, okay? Crypto's an election issue. That's nuts. We have the 4-year pattern. Typical 4-year pattern points to a top in late 2025. We have the fact that typically the reason we collapse isn't just like random. It's because we get to an unhealthy market state. We haven't gotten to that unhealthy market state. Things are still healthy. There's no reason to collapse. We have the fact that retail still hasn't shown up yet. You guys know, I know, my friends and your friends and our family members, they're not talking about crypto. They're not here yet. They're still like recovering from the last cycle. But they're starting to get interested. We piqued their interest. We have the fact that people are getting desperate in the U.S. They're running out of savings. They're living on credit card debt. When people get desperate, they gamble. That's like straight up what they do. For some reason, that's like, hey, I can't get out of this hole any other way. I'm going to gamble my way out. And that means, they start investing in higher risk assets. Not to get political, but if Trump wins this election, risk assets love Trump. They absolutely love him. And, he's like, going out on stage being like pro crypto. I think we're going to see assets pump if Trump wins. And, I think it'll still be good if anyone besides Biden doesn't win. Like they like do a switch or whatever. Somebody else gets switched in there. Michelle Obama, Gavin Newsom, I don't know. But anyone else switches in there, I think it's going to probably be better than Biden. We're going to see some form of pump. We saw BlackRock and every major institutional investor rolling out marketing for crypto. They're working to pump our bags. That's their full-time job now. And, and then there's the fact that crypto is just getting better and easier to use, safer. People are going to come back and be like, whoa, this is so much better than it was, a couple of years ago. So many good bullish catalysts ahead. And that's what gets me pumped. I hope you guys are pumped. Anyone shaking right now? Cause you're like, oh, I gotta invest.
I'm on fire.
You're on fire? Okay.
Yeah, I'm already counting my stacks a year from now.
Good. Moving on. Top 3 predictions for this cycle. I think I sent you guys each a message to kind of put together your top 3 predictions for this cycle. I want to hear them. Let's start with you, Noah.
All right, should I do all 3 at once, or should we kind of go around and do our first, then our second, then our third? What do you think?
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Do your first, and then Harley do his first, and I'll do my first.
All right. So my first prediction, it may not be my best one, but my first prediction is that I think Telegram will actually bring in the most retail into crypto this cycle. And kind of some of my reasons for that, I have some data to back this up. Have you guys heard of Hamster Combat? Have you guys seen anything about Hamster Combat?
No. This sounds awesome, though. Tell me more.
Okay. Hamster Combat has just blown up people on Telegram. First off, Telegram has 800 million monthly active users. So, that's pretty big on itself. They've got the ton token, they're kind of leaning into the crypto side. But Hamster Combat is an app built within Telegram. And so Telegram just released kind of these new features where, you can build apps on Telegram. And Hamster Combat's kind of like this cookie clicker. Do you guys remember cookie clicker back in the day? You just click lots of cookies and you're just trying to rack up your cookie clicks. That's basically what Hamster Combat is, where you're clicking your hamster, who is a centralized exchange CEO, and he's just doing lots of work for you by clicking him. Anyways, all this to be said, Hamster Combat is boasting 150 million players, which is just insane. And in the last 30 days, they now have 26 million subscribers on YouTube, and they've got 9 million followers on X. So it's blown up a lot. Obviously, probably a big number of those are like bots and people trying to farm, because Hamster Combat is going to launch a token. But they've got a lot of people excited, and so I don't know if Hamster Combat's going to be the thing. It's kind of dumb, but this did show me that I think like Telegram can be kind of the app to bring tons of retail into crypto, because they're leaning into it and they've got lots of users. I don't own any ton, so maybe I should because I'm saying this, but I think Telegram's going to be kind of big this cycle.
Dang, and how many of those hamster users are like the people messaging me with like a picture of a woman as their profile picture, asking me if I'm into so and so coin? So I got like 8 of those a day somehow. I don't know what group I'm in where they're finding me. Pretty sure they're all like men from Southeast Asia, but you never know. So you got to reply. So I have my 3, and I did like, as I was thinking about it, I was like, some I felt more confident, less. So I have like a lower confidence, a middle confidence, and a high confidence. As my 3 predictions. So I'll start with the lower confidence, right? Which I still feel will happen, but I'm a bit lower confidence, like rationing it out, which is no blow off top in 2025, right? Which they kind of said happened in 2021, although it's still like you felt like the FOMO super hardcore in 2021, right? But it was kind of like a double top almost. Like you had the April and then you had the November. But I think like just the raising market cap of Bitcoin, right? Like the amount of retail you're going to need coming in and capital coming in, I just don't know if you're going to have the firepower to just have it like 3x in a month when it's at, $100,000, $120,000 already. I just don't. And for that to happen, you would need like sovereign wealth funds coming in, like that type of money, which is just not going to, in my opinion, as someone who doesn't run a sovereign wealth fund, going to ape into like those candles repeatedly one after another. Like they're going to be smart money about entering an asset. And I think that's where you could get like the elongated cycle thing coming from, is they enter it strategically over time, which kind of keeps us from falling, but like dampens the top as well. I just don't think we're going to see a blow off top. That's my lower confidence, but first prediction.
I like that one. My prediction goes kind of in line with Noah's, a little different though. I think that crypto gaming is going to be huge and onboard more users into crypto than anything else. So it kind of has a little bit of your Hamster Combat kind of vibes, right? Like a lot of people sign up for that. But I think just crypto gaming as a whole, we're going to onboard more users into crypto through gaming than anything, meme coins, etc. And I think a lot of these people aren't going to even necessarily know they're like playing, using crypto assets, etc. But like I'm talking like pure users. The pure amount of users is like the concentration is going to heavily skew. The vast majority is going to be crypto gaming. That's one of my predictions. What's your second prediction, Noah?
So you guys know that I like Farcaster. Farcaster is a social media, kind of decentralized social media, kind of like Twitter, but it's kind of built on the back of crypto. And right now it has 60,000 daily active users, which, that's pretty good in the crypto world. It's still kind of small, but my prediction is that it's going to have, by the end of this cycle, 1 million daily active users. And it's going to have a lot of activity on Base, because that's kind of their favorite chain over there on Farcaster, is the Base chain. And so, I think Farcaster will be pretty big this cycle, and they're going to get up to 1 million daily active users, which, is exciting because it's kind of like a crypto first kind of social media app. Unlike, Telegram's already way bigger, obviously, but it's not, it's not crypto first. That's my prediction for Farcaster.
I'm with you. I think I agree on that one. What about you, Harley? Second one.
Medium conviction is like big money coming to Bitcoin in like new ways, right? Because I mean, obviously Bitcoin has the biggest market cap, But over this bear market, a lot has been built on it, right? You got ordinals, you got runes, and they're bringing DeFi utility as well, which I think there's already some of it around. And Bitcoin is always, especially if people come in and they fall in love with newer chains, it's kind of like this Bitcoin versus everything else mentality. And it's like this older boomer coin, slower, lower rates of return. A lot of people looking for high returns don't even hold Bitcoin and jump right past it. Even though I see it as like the gateway to crypto. And there's something called Babylon is one of the companies doing this. Babylon Chain is basically building out like a test net, which will eventually become a main net, where you can stake your Bitcoin to earn a yield by using the Bitcoin network security to secure other proof of stake networks. And basically you earn yield that way. And they just raised like $70 million from like a round led by Paradigm, which is $70 million was just, when I saw that number, that's big money. Right, that's big investment in this technology, which I feel like there's not a lot of attention on it. But I think if you can put like a big yield or reasonable yield on Bitcoin, it's going to add so much utility for big money players who feel so much more secure with Bitcoin. And I think you're going to see a lot of money come into like DeFi, like TVL on Bitcoin.
It's a good one. It's interesting one. All right, my second one is I think we're going to see an AI token that goes past 100 billion in market cap this cycle. I've said that before, but that's definitely one of my predictions. AI token goes past 100 billion in market cap this cycle. That could be near, with our near AI. That could be, Akash. That could be just like any sort of like AI adjacent touching token. Could be
Doge AI.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe BitTensor, something like that. One of those tokens goes past 100 billion, blows people's minds. They're like, what is going on? But I think retail's going to show up and they're just going to go AI crazy with some of these tokens.
So my third prediction is that actually this is similar to, I think, one of Jesse's first, which I also think that crypto gaming is going to be huge. But you kind of see my predictions are a lot around how many users are we going to get into crypto? Because I think that's a good metric for us to look at, is like how valuable is this crypto stuff actually becoming? And if you look at last cycle, Axie Infinity, that was kind of the big game. They had 2.7 million daily active users at the peak, which, that's pretty good. But I don't know if you guys knew this, but we already have a game this cycle that is up to 1 million daily active users. Like that's getting up there. That's
what game
big.
is it?
And
what game is that?
It's called Pixels. Pixels.xyz. It's kind of like a Stardew Valley kind of game, like in crypto. So yeah, that's pretty good. Seems like a kind of a fun game. I just played it a little bit. But my prediction is that we're going to get a game that gets up to 10 million daily active users this cycle. So, that would be like 4 times bigger than Axie Infinity was, 10 times bigger than what Pixels is right now. So yeah, I think that crypto gaming, there's going to be something that just kind of blows up and it's going to bring in a lot of people.
I 100% agree with that one. That's cool. Okay, so, and you've played Pixels?
Yeah, I played it a little bit. I just tried it out.
Yeah. Is it like Stardew? It's like the Stardew Valley. You're building a little farm. You're like,
yeah. It's like, you have your little village and then you're a farmer and you're like, making your plants and stuff, and you got to feed your character. And then, they do have a token that's attached to it that I think is the Pixels token, and you're kind of gaining those as you play and stuff. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll check it out. That sounds interesting. Hartley, what's your third prediction? Your like high confidence prediction. I'm like, I want to know what this is.
Well, the high confidence one, it's high confidence because I think it's pretty easy to see. Like if you've been hanging around crypto for any amount of time, and I think you've talked about it before. I've talked about it before, and it's just like a monster meme coin season, right? Like book it in. You've already seen like 3 of them like in the bear market, right? Like you're probably going to see another one in the fall, right? And that won't be the final one. You'll see it as long as this like bull market goes on, they'll come in waves and they'll get bigger every time, in my opinion. And the more like liquidity you have, like every time someone has a win, right? If someone turns like $100 into like 100,000 or $1 million, that loads the ammunition for like thousands of other people. It becomes like this treasure map, right? That, like these explorers, they go out there and they're like, I'm going to go find my $1,000,000, right? So they all journey out there and they're throwing, you know, 10, 20, $100 at every single thing they see. And it leads to this insane like meme coin season. And eventually you'll have like one as at the blow off, which would be absurd. But book that in. I don't know. Does anybody disagree with my high confidence there? I know Jesse, you agree, but Noah?
So I don't know. When I look at the last cycles, I feel like, there always is something like that, right? Like there's something that's just kind of just crazy. People are just throwing their money in and there's people making ridiculous money. But I feel like, so last cycle, I feel like that was NFTs, right? Like NFTs were new and people were making lots of money. And then lots of new people came in to try to put their bid in. But I feel like that usually happens with like a new technology, something that's like new in crypto. And obviously memes aren't really new. So I think something like that is definitely going to happen, but I feel like it's going to be a little twist or like a little, it's going to be a twist on something we have or have had already. So maybe it's something that's close to meme coins, but maybe it's someone puts a different little flavor on it that like makes it feel like this new thing that everyone's like excited about. And that's part of what makes it blow up. So I feel like, there could be something there, something we have no idea even what it is yet, some like new kind of like token standard or something that just kind of everyone goes crazy for. So I could see, something like that happening. I'm not sure if it's just memes itself. Obviously, I think memes will do well again. If we have a bull market, memes are going to do well. But is it going to be the thing? I don't know if it's going to be the thing.
I don't think it's going to be the thing. I think it'll be like a major thing, though. Like they're going to have like so much liquidity flying around memes, and I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity for memes to become like DeFi. Like DeFi is like their utility, right? The meme is like the identity of the community. Like NFTs is like the identifiers for members in the community. And I said that many podcasts back, but I think there's an evolution step that can happen there to it as a whole. I think most of it will still be broadly speculation, but I'd be excited to see what's added to it that changes it.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give my third prediction, which is that I think meme coins will have a mega rally late in the cycle, making what we've seen so far just seem super tame. That was actually my third prediction. So that's really funny. But okay, so I agree with you, Noah, that like we're going to probably have something that comes out of the woodwork that's a little bit different. I actually think crypto gaming could be that thing. I think it'll make what we saw last cycle, like by comparison, seem really, really tiny. It was like the proto crypto gaming was last cycle. And then like this cycle is when like the real games deploy. And I think it really catches people off guard. And it does seem very new from what we saw last cycle, where crypto gaming was like a blip on the radar, where this cycle, I think it's going to really just dominate in a way that like NFTs did last cycle. Like NFTs last cycle, like there was an entire culture, conferences, etc., devoted to NFTs, where this cycle, I think it's going to be the same thing with gaming, where it's like entire culture, conferences, like it's whole little like sub community of influencers, everything devoted to crypto gaming. But I'll say with meme coins, I really think Solana just ran like a preview of what the cycle is going to be as far as it goes to meme coins. And I think because retail's not involved with these meme coins, this was just like this is all us just crypto people. And we went nuts over meme coins. Like we went nuts over meme coins. So that kind of tells me that the meme coin casino is going to be firing on all cylinders later in the cycle. And I think after we've seen a lot of these big things pop off, alts, crypto gaming, etc., I think later when everyone's missed all those opportunities, that's when meme coins are going to hit so hard. Because imagine this, okay? Like the bull market's in full force, new tokens are hitting all-time highs, some AI token went over 100 billion, everyone's rich, everything's popping off. We've gone all the way down the stack. There's no more gains to be made. You're super late to the party. What are you going to buy? You're going to buy meme coins. Those are going to be launching like every day, millions and millions and millions and millions. And because of all the money flowing in around, these things are going to skyrocket. Like they'll go from like 0 to like 2 billion, 0 to like 10 billion. Last cycle we saw meme coins go to 30 billion, 69 billion. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a few repeats in that realm of like 30 billion, 40 billion, $50 billion meme coins. Just because, again, I think retail is going to be really attracted to like that sort of concept. And I think what we've seen is a preview of that. So a late cycle mega rally where a lot of this liquidity that's been built up in all these like kind of more quality projects starts to bleed into some of these meme coins as like a last, like dying breath of the market. And maybe even a little bit of a healthier breath than like the typical Ponzi season we see. I think we'll still see some Ponzi's. And maybe it'll be meme coin Ponzi's. Maybe that's like the combo is like we see meme coins, but they're like tied with some like
meme rebase tokens. Yeah, meme rebase tokens.
Stuff like that, yeah. You mentioned taxes and stuff like that, Noah. So I don't know, but I do think late cycle memes are going to pump off like nobody's business. But I don't think it'll be the thing. I think crypto gaming is going to be the thing, in my opinion. Meme coins are going to be the late stage gamble, though. So that's my third take.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. And to be fair to you guys, there has been some innovation already around the meme coins, even like, like pump.fun, like kind of brings like the bonding curve into the start of it. And in some ways probably makes it more fair and like safer to get into some of these meme coins. So there has been some innovation around the meme coins as we've gone already. So yeah, there could definitely be something there.
All right, there you guys have it. Those are our 3 predictions. We do not think the bull run's over. We think it's just beginning, and we have a lot of evidence and facts to back that up. And all that everyone else has is their bearishness and a little bit of a dip. And you know what? Dips happen. They happen all along the way. You can't live in the dip. You got to look at the big picture. And I think the big picture is pointing to further gains ahead. As always, none of this was investment advice. None of this was us telling you to buy anything or to invest your life savings into meme coins or any of this kind of stuff. This is just our opinions, what we kind of think about stuff. I don't think there's any disclosures. I don't even think we talked about any specific tokens. I think I mentioned Akash. I own Akash, and then I mentioned some other AI Near. I don't own Near, so I guess that doesn't matter. So I mentioned Akash.
I mentioned Doge AI. I do not own it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And as always, stay hard, my friends. Wait. No, wait. I have a new ending. That's right. I wrote down a new ending. One second. It wasn't stay hard, my friends, because that's like, it's just, I can't do it, you guys. I don't have the voice. It doesn't come across right. It's like, you got to have like that really like, Spanish voice, right? Like,
and the Dos Equis guy turned us down in literally about 3 minutes. I sent a message and he was like, no, immediately.
You tried to get him on there?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
He actually replied.
He's on that site where you can what's it called? You can like pay for him to get to say stuff. I forget what it's called.
Cameo?
Yeah, he's on Cameo. Harley found him on Cameo, and we wanted him to just say, "Stay hard, my friends." And
I was like, it's not sexual. It's for a podcast. He didn't buy it.
He didn't want to stay hard. So, what about keep it hard, my homies?
Oh God.
Wait, isn't that worse?
That's so much worse.
Okay, well, the episode is over, and we have no good outro.
Wait. You do like go hard.
Go hard, my friends. I like that. That.
Because stay hard is kind of like, it makes you think of boners a little bit, but go hard is like go hard in the paint. Like be about it, take action. Like that's go hard.
Okay.